What's up, guys? It's Aaron, and this is my 3 month on testosterone video. I can't believe that it has been a quarter of a year already. That's craziness. But it's been awesome. So, I guess I'm just gonna do like a comparison of what has changed since day one all the way up until now, 3 months later. Alright, hair growth has been crazy. My legs now, the bottom half of them at least, are starting to get darker. Um, so that's a lot more noticeable. And now up on my thighs, I have a bunch of hair. It's blonde though, still. I'm waiting for, I guess, the dark hairs to continue up past like mid shin up through my knees and thighs, but you know, hair all over the place there. So that's been awesome. My arms, I I can't really tell if there's been that much going on my arms. Like I know that there is some growth on the inside. Like right in through here, there's hair now. There's hair on my hands. I've noticed my knuckles seem to be a little bit hairier, but there was hair there beforehand. Um, and up on my bicep, there's hair, and that's where I can't really tell if there's been any growth, really, because I've had hair there. Again, it's all super blonde, so I can't really tell if anything major has happened there, but who knows. Um, and sometimes on like my forearm, it looks like there's darker hairs, but then if I move my arm, or I guess look at the hair differently, it it's back to blonde. So I don't know if it might be getting a little bit darker, but that depends on what you what way you look at it. So that's kind of interesting. What else? My body fat, my shape has changed. Fat is kind of moving more towards my midsection-ish area. I think I've lost weight. Um, because there have been a few people that have told me that it looks like I've lost weight. I unfortunately I've stopped working out. Just because being back at school, it's a bit uncomfortable for me to work out because it's really not good to bind when you work out, and my chest is too large that if I were not to bind, like I can't do like a three sizes too small sports bra. Like that's still not gonna cut it. So hopefully hope to do that soon. But I guess the point that I wanted to make with that is, and losing weight, I think that I have gained muscle, um, but the scale has pretty much stayed the same. So I think I might have gained muscle and possibly lost some fat, lost some weight. But I don't know. I am a lot happier with the body shape that I'm taking on now. I mean, it's still not where I want it to be, and that's gonna take work. But anyway, I'm happy with how that has changed. Um, my face has changed. Again, I don't really know exactly how to describe how it's changed, but it's not as round. I feel like it's longer, a bit longer. And I guess my features have hardened somewhat. Hairline, I know in this video it probably looks like it has changed. My friend just gave me a haircut and, um, you know, shaved off, like, I don't know if you can tell, but kind of shaved my widow's peak because I have a little one, so I can't really tell how much my hairline has changed, but again, if you look, you can kind of see a bit of a tan line from where my hair was. Armpit hair, I think I have more of that now. I think that that's come in a little bit thicker. but I had a decent amount of that before. But I'm happy with that. Acne wise, I still can't really tell if my face is going to break out or not. Um, like, I have noticed I have been getting a few more pimples, but I can't tell if that's from me shaving and getting ingrown hairs or if it really is acne. It seems to have calmed down a bit now, but probably within the past week and a half, it was pretty bad on my face. At least bad for what I'm used to, which is really nothing. So, again, fingers crossed, hopefully, I don't get bad acne on my face at least. But I have been getting acne on my chest and on my stomach too, which I think is probably a combination of the testosterone and I think from binding because I have been sweating nonstop pretty much since starting tea, and it's still hot up here. It still gets really hot up here. So I think the acne on my stomach is probably, a combination of hair coming in, testosterone, and the sweat with the binder on all day long. Um, and hair on my stomach and chest. That's something that I have noticed. Once again, like I always say, with all my body hair, it's very blonde, but I can notice it now. I've never ever noticed hair on my stomach, let alone on my chest. And now I'm getting a hairy stomach. Not too much on my chest, which I don't really want to have a hairy chest or stomach. But I mean, clearly, I guess I'm going to have a hairy stomach. Don't really know about the chest yet. And as far as I can tell, I don't think I have back hair, which I'm happy about. My lower back, I think there is some there, which I'm fine with that. But I don't want, to be like a werewolf. I don't want to be super duper hairy on my back. But as of right now, that hasn't happened. Um, what else? What else? Sex drive is up. That has increased. The little guy has grown quite a bit. He is really sensitive now. And I'll notice. Uh, I don't know. I don't want to say getting aroused. I don't know. Being horny. It'll come on sometimes in the middle of class. I won't be able to sit with my legs crossed a certain way without being really uncomfortable. So that's been a new experience, but all of that's been great too. I'm happy with that, and I just need to learn how to deal with it more, I guess, now, because I've never had to in the past. Voice, I don't know if I mentioned it, but yeah, my voice has dropped significantly. I am a little bit sick now, so I don't know if it's a little bit deeper now because of me being sick, or if, this is as deep as it has gotten now. But I'm very happy with that. Um, Passing wise, going out in public, I am being perceived correctly a lot more than I used to, which is great because I would never pass. Pre-T barely happened. I had been out I want to say close to 2 years before starting T, and of those 2 years, people who didn't know me, I probably want to say I can count on one hand how many times I passed back then. So that has drastically changed. I've noticed that I am perceived correctly amongst males a lot more than females. I don't know if that's. I don't really know why that is, to be honest, because when you look at me, there's nothing really female about me. There isn't, to be honest. My chest is flattened out. It just looks like I have a really big stomach, which, I mean, I do, but the way I bind it, I don't have like tits. I don't have boobs. It's just a big like stomach. So I don't get how people still perceive me as female, but it still does happen. Like I said though, it's happened a lot less. I want to say probably 65% of the time now, if not a little bit more. I'm being read correctly, I'm being addressed correctly, so that's been awesome. Sweat, I talked about how I sweat a lot now, and I do. It's crazy the amount that I sweat. And I also have noticed that shot days, like I just did my shot earlier, shot days I always sweat the most. I'm literally sitting here in my beater and boxers. I had to I had to take my sweatpants off, take my sweatshirt off. I was sweating. Sweat was beating up on my forehead, and it's kind of cold out here today. It's cold and rainy, and I'm still sweating. So that's been that. Mood wise, my mood has leveled out. My temper has definitely leveled out. I'm a lot calmer about things, I want to say. I still get upset, I still get angry, but in the past, when something used to bother me, I would I would never really address it. It would build up and I would blow up. Um, Now, though, if something's bothering me, I address it right away. It doesn't escalate, and that's been going really well. Crying, I haven't really been able to cry, and it's a bit difficult at times because there are some things that it's really like it's emotionally healthy, I think, to cry sometimes. Um, and there have been times when I've needed that and wasn't able to. So I got really angry and upset because I didn't know I wasn't able to cry. But for the most part, that has been a really nice change too because I used to get overly sensitive about things and cry all the time. Um, so yeah, I'm a lot happier. I seem to be focused more. And yeah, I have rambled on now for like 12 and a half minutes, but that's pretty much the general update, things that have changed from pre-T up until 3 months. Um, so yeah, I hope you guys have a good one, and I will see you soon.